It's Missin Curfew. It's when you know, kind of play guilty, but you show up.
You get to the rink, you're like, oh, there's the workout for you. You're like, played 6 minutes last night. Why do I got to work out for an hour?
Scotty Upshaw in the clear, and he scores! Dean O'Brien goes to the defense of his defensive partner.
Welcome back to the show. It is Tuesday. You know how we roll on a Tuesday. It's time to hang out with the fellas from Missin Curfew.
Yeah.
Shane O'Brien, Scotty Upshaw, Obi and Updog, if you will. What's going on, guys?
Hey, what's up, Redmond? We got some golf clubs here. If the Leafs guys are looking for some TaylorMades, we got them right here. So, we thought we'd break them out for the Toronto Maple Leafs, Jackie.
Yeah, we got a full set and like 6 or 7 stealth drivers
so
right
for
here.
when the Leafs lose out, here we go.
I'm not even mad. Like, they deserve all the jokes. They deserve. I'm not mad. I'm not mad. I'm disappointed. Okay.
Oh, that's even worse. When someone says that to you, it's even worse. I'm not even mad. I'm just disappointed.
I'm just disappointed in the boys in blue, to say the very least. But speaking of disappointment, let's start this conversation off with the Boston Bruins, who held their season-ending media.
It's called changing the subject. That's what that's called.
Yeah. You're going to someone else who lost.
Yeah.
Anyways, Cam Neely called Boston's first-round upset, and it was a major upset, an empty feeling, close second to 2019. Now, he is, of course, alluding to the Bruins' Game 7 loss on home ice in the Stanley Cup Final against the St. Louis Blues back in 2019. So I ask you guys this. What is worse? I mean, you guys played in this league. What do you think would feel worse? Blowing a 3-1 series lead to a wild card team in the first round after a historic season, or losing in Game 7 of the Cup Final on home ice? What do you think would feel worse?
Both.
Wow, they both sting. You know what? For me, I could never imagine losing a Game 7 Stanley Cup Final. Like, I've lost in the second round a few times, and I've lost in the first round, but to lose a Game 7 Stanley Cup Final would suck because you lost the Stanley Cup, and Updog, you lost your whole summer. So you don't get the Stanley Cup, and you look at the calendar, you're like, I got training camp in 2 weeks. Man, what's going on here?
It sucks. Listen, it happened to me in the minors. We lost to Hershey in 6 games. And then 2 conference finals in the NHL. It's heartbreaking. You're right. You're in the middle of May. But in this situation, being Boston, setting a record for the regular season, they had such high hopes of playing into the summer, right? And not getting past the first round with numerous chances. And EJ, Brad Marchand having a breakaway in Game 5 to score. And that closes it. And we're not talking about the Florida Panthers for the rest of the year. Now the Florida Panthers are doing what they're doing.
We're
and
talking
Boston's
about the Panthers a lot, aren't we?
We are. But it's a game of inches, and the Boston Bruins, man, I think it's upsetting that they're not still playing. So for me, it's losing in that first round.
Yeah, I would tend to agree with that. I mean, I haven't had that experience either way, thankfully. Neither sound particularly appealing, but I would think especially the Bruins had a historic year. They felt this was, they were going to be on a long magic carpet ride here, and boy, pulled out from under them. So, yeah, that to me would be tough.
Yeah, clearly I will never experience either thing.
Yeah.
But my opinion from a distance watching this stuff and rooting for storylines and teams and different narratives and that sort of thing, for me it's like if you get to Game 7 of the Cup Final and you lose, you can look back at your run and still you can feel an amount of pride or respect for your team and be like,
your guys.
We went on a good run, man.
Yeah.
Like, we lost in Game 7 of the Cup Final. It still sucks, but you can at least feel proud of what you've done. I feel like the Boston Bruins, part of the reason, and you hear the players and you hear the front office staff talk about players coming to them and apologizing after the loss. I think that's the type of upset and disappointment where you just go, man, we're capable of so much better and we let ourselves down. That hurts more than anything, I think. Oh, God, even thinking about it, I feel so bad for the Bruins right now. But the Florida Panthers are absolutely rolling. 3-0 series lead over the Toronto Maple Leafs. Game 4 tomorrow. It's never over till it's over. But if Toronto gets eliminated, swept, in game number 4, what do you think was their fatal flaw? Why couldn't the Leafs get it done?
To me, it falls on their top guys. I think I can probably agree with everyone on this. Yeah, we need more out of them, and it's Marner, Matthews, it's Tavares, it's Nylander. It's in games like a Game 3, and we've all been in them. Obi, you've been in them too. They're such crucial games that can swing the series either way, and we didn't see a push from them. numerous times in that game the other night I watched, and I'm like, when are one of these guys going to take this game and put it on their back and say, follow me, I got this? Because the Florida Panthers aren't going away, and they put the puck deep in their zone, and they continually just bring the speed and this style of play that bothers teams, and Toronto hasn't had an answer for it. So to me, it's their best players, and it's stepping up at big times, and they haven't done it yet.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I'm going to use the word that, Jackie, you bring it up all the time. They're soft, and that's, as a hockey player, ex-hockey player, you hate being called soft. And I would say a comfort zone. You see guys get in their comfort zone. Jack Hughes, for example, tooth knocked out, getting in a fight, if you want to call it a fight. Awesome, Jack Hughes. Good on you, buddy. That's getting out of your comfort zone. And to me, EJ, the biggest problem, I believe, when you look at it from a hockey's perspective, is their foot speed on their back end, the lack thereof it. Anytime the Florida Panthers put the puck in behind their D, like McCabe, Gio, sorry, buddy, I love you, had a great career. Schenner's corner, it's turnover city. So for me, from a hockey perspective, their D not breaking the puck out is why they're down 3-0.
Yeah, I think I go back, and we've talked about it, Jackie, right? And we've had this conversation over many years now. The original sin of, for me, in a salary cap era, of going after John Tavares, bringing him in. He's a really There's not great slot on their door. It leaves them vulnerable to that. And here they are now. They're down to their third goalie. They had to roll the dice on Matt Murray and Samsonov. And, Samsonov played well until he got hurt. And Murray has had his ups and downs. But, you're in a position to have to be there because you don't have the cap room. In fairness, you can't predict there's going to be a worldwide pandemic that changes the dynamic. But at the end of the day, when you have to manage a cap, and you have Matthews and Marner and Nylander, and at the time you had Kadri, you had forwards, save some of those resources to build your defense. So to me, I go all the way back to that still. That's the biggest problem. And I don't really love the leadership. I don't think the coach, he's had 4 years at this. I don't think he's gotten that much better. So that's another problem.
For me, and I'm biased, everyone knows that, so I will just put that out there before I speak. I think that it is the result of a lack of accountability for losing over the last handful of years. That's what I think it is, because I think year after year, what consequence has there been for losing or not showing up, for blowing a 3-1 series lead to the Montreal Canadiens? Not really any consequences, right? Everybody gets to come back, take another kick at the can. I respect that from Kyle Dubas, actually. That was tough for them to take, I'm sure. They come back, they run it back, all or nothing, let's go. 3-2 series lead over the Tampa Bay Lightning. They lose in the first round again. They play a good series, but again, there's no consequences. The coach stays, the core four stays, there's no big trade, there's no nothing. And to me, that sends a message or creates a culture within the organization where it's like, obviously not intentionally acceptable, but it becomes this innate, this is kind of what happens, and it's no big deal. We'll all just come back and we'll try again next year, and it's not our fault. We had good chances. We hit a post, didn't go in, could have changed the whole narrative. I mean, we had a lot of chances in Game 2. Sheldon, it's Game 4. We're getting ready for Game 4. Why are we talking about Game 2? I'm sorry, but there has to be a little bit more accountability, and that is not just on Sheldon, it's on the players. I think it's on the whole organization, and I don't think that they have instilled that into this group. And that's all I have to say about that.
I would say if Marner and Matthews and Nylander have a little bit of bite like Jackie Redmond, this might go 5 or 6. Put a little Jackie Redmond in that, Justin.
And I will say, credit to Florida. Florida is playing really well.
Playing great.
And so much fun to watch, and such a respectable underdog. They do not give up on plays ever. They fight for every single puck. And I think if Leafs fans felt that Toronto was doing, still wouldn't like the losing, but they could respect it a little bit more. Anyways, the Leafs did play good in Games 1 and 2, but I gotta move on here. We don't have time.
Did they though? Yeah.
They outplayed Florida.
They haven't played good all playoffs.
Pushing the third period of Game 2.
You seem like you're being a little no accountability there on your part.
Yeah,
They
you're
didn't
letting them off the hook.
They didn't win, Jackie. They lost.
Hey, The stink rubs off on the fan base, too, all right? That's all.
Apparently so.
The stink rubs off. Oh, gosh. All right. Let's move on. I can't take it anymore. Time for Open Ice Odds presented by DraftKings Sportsbook. And we're going to look at the current odds to win the Stanley Cup. Look at the tippity top of the list. It's Chucky's Florida Panthers.
Nobody wants to be the favorite. This is bad news for the Florida Panthers.
It might be bad news for
This
Florida.
is bad news.
2023 is not kind to the favorites, to the powerhouses, to the perceived advantage havers. It has not been kind. I mean, listen, I might throw $5 on it just see what happens. I mean, why not? It's a crazy year. But what stood out to us on that odds list is the fact that the Seattle Kraken have the second worst odds right now to win the Stanley Cup. Worse odds than the team they currently have a 2-1 series lead over. What do the Kraken have to do to get some damn respect?
That's right.
And do you think they have what it takes?
I blame these guys
to win a Stanley Cup.
This guy loves the Kraken.
I've been on him, Jackie. You know me. I think you've been on the bandwagon too. The Kraken they bring 4 lines. They bring it fast. They're coaching, which I questioned at the beginning of the year. I had Hackstall to be one of the first coaches fired. He's proven me wrong. Witnessing the atmosphere in that building last round against Colorado, they're playing a special style of game. They have momentum. They have the energy of the crowd. They're playing as underdogs. Every game, I think they're underdogged. And basically, they won't go away. They're an annoying style of game.
Are they ever?
That, I have a ticket my buddy Stos brought me. It's Seattle to win the Stanley Cup at about plus $4,200 before the playoffs. So I'm going to hold on to that ticket. But right now, they don't have to change the way they're playing. If everyone wants to give them the underdog seat, so be it. They don't care. They're playing that way, and they're the team. They're the team to beat right now in the West.
The team to beat. I don't know if they're the team to beat.
Well, they beat your Avs.
I would say they did beat my Avs, and yeah, you're right about that. I would say yes because it's wide open, Jackie and EJ, and I would say if Grubauer can continue it. The reason I didn't think Seattle would beat the Colorado Avalanche and not win a series in the Stanley Cup playoffs was because of goaltending. Grubauer has proved me wrong. He's continued to kick. If he keeps that up, they have as good a chance as anyone. I don't know if they're the favorite like the updog likes, but they're as good as anyone.
Can they beat the Oilers right now?
The Oilers got their own issues.
I'm pretty sure Seattle's one of the only teams that hasn't had to make a goalie change.
That's right.
Right? Grubauer's played the whole time.
That's crazy.
And they're getting scoring all through their lineup. Their whole team is playing the right way. There's no passengers, as coaches would say. Everyone's pulling that rope in the same direction. Yeah. And it's good. It's good hockey.
I've watched it. I watched it. I took it on the chin. I know. I would like to get out there and cross-check Yanni Gord as hard as I could. But, I mean, if he's on your team, you want him on your team.
Exactly.
Brandon Tanev, I would two-hand in the wrist. But if he's on my team, I love him. I mean, he's playing great.
You should, Uppy, you should give that ticket to Obi because
he lost the ticket anyways.
No,
I think.
he's got to get that
my golf
because
bag.
I mean your picks have been just as bad as mine. The only difference is that I'm not wagering on my picks, thankfully, and you have been. So hopefully you'll get that ticket and give it to Obi. He needs a little good juju moving forward, right?
Yeah,
that's right.
Poor crack.
He's not that good of a guy, EJ. That's not going to happen. I can guarantee you that. He's not that good of a guy.
Wow. Just under the bus he goes.
He still owes me a bottle of Camus, too, so I think that was from the first round. Yeah.
I also owe Obi a bottle of Camus still. So
good luck with that, guys. I've seen this movie before.
You'll get Excuse me.
Yeah, okay. You'll get it. Good luck.
Jeez, Uppy, you and I just getting rolled over with
attaboy, EJ. Attaboy, EJ.
Okay, I have one more thing on Seattle that I wanted to get in. 25 goals at 5-on-5 in the postseason, tied with Vegas for first in the playoffs. So they get it done, and they get it done at even strength. All right, we got same-game parlays to get to. Which one of you gents is going first? Bree, who's going first? Scotty, you're going first.
Perfect. My Seattle Kraken. Let's go.
Oh, stay on the Kraken. Here we go.
It's a Kraken time, baby. What do we got? Stars Kraken. I got the Seattle. I mean, you got to like that Seattle line to keep the game tight. Plus 1.5 puck line. Yeah. Seattle to score the first goal. We all know how good of a building that is. And my boy Jaden Schwartz, who I think has had an excellent playoff so far. Anytime goal scorer plus 210. That's not a bad one. What do you think there, Obes?
I mean, like that? Yeah, you're hot. You're the one. I will say I love the goal song in Seattle. Nirvana, one of my favorite bands. So I'm on board for the goal song.
I like the first goal pick for the Kraken. Yeah. They do that a lot.
Yeah.
All right, Obes.
They do. What do I got here? I got Oh, yeah, the Carolina Hurricanes +1.5. Listen, I think it's going to be a tight game. They got blown out in Game 3. I think they're going to bounce back. It's going to be a tight one. Sebastian Aho, who's proven to me he's tough. He's a tough Finn. And then, obviously, I'm going to take the over, EJ, because all they do now is score goals. I may even got a few more playoff goals.
Well, two things. First of all, he's a tough fan. He got schooled by Jack Hughes the other day. And second, you're still staying on brand. Anti-Devils. You're staying on brand.
Well, listen, I took the Devils in Game 3. That was a lock of the century at DraftKings. I took the Devils in Game 3. I just think it's going to be a close game. They got blown out the night before. I think both games tonight are going to be super close. I think the +1.5 goals. I think both games, EJ, are going to overtime. You heard it here, bud.
Oh, getting a lot of
I like that. I like that. That's a bold pick. I like that.
Yeah, I like that.
I don't know if it's going to be right, but I like that.
You guys are
love
staying
overtime.
up late.
Who doesn't love overtime?
Yeah.
I'm staying up late. No, you guys don't stay up late.
Yeah.
You guys have it easy.
You're out west. You're in bed by 10 o'clock.
I don't want to hear anything staying up late. Unless you hit a quadruple overtime.
Yeah.
It don't count.
We're going to bed early tonight, Jackie. We got flights to Cabo in the morning.
Oh, yeah. So get a good night's sleep before you get no sleep for however long you're there. Guys, we appreciate the time. Good luck with your parlays. And to anyone at home that is following your lead.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.